MrBeast is the most successful YouTuber. Why? He doesn't impart great philosophical, scientific, mathematical, economic or psychological wisdom. He doesn't talk about religion and spirituality. He has no startling insights. There's nothing remarkable about him at all. He's like the most average person you could imagine, but that means everyone can identify with him. MrBeast is no exceptional human. No. What he is a clown, clowning around with his clown chums, and it's amazing how many clowns fit into his clown car. It's depressing, but this man is the most successful YouTuber. People watch him for staggeringly basic reasons. He gives stuff away for free, and people crave freebies. That's his infantile, but mega successful, formula for success. Give the masses a lottery where, if they do what MrBeast wants and cooperate with his agenda, he will give them a lottery win. MrBeast has worked out how to turn YouTube into an exciting game, a drama, with large stakes. Who will win the $1 million? He has gamified YouTube. Watching his videos is like watching any game show on mainstream TV. He has simply repackaged all the tricks of game shows for YouTube. MrBeast is not some YouTube revolution. He's just an amateur, homemade game show host, and his formula works because the desperate masses can relate to him and identify with him. But he's totally out of his depth now. The recent controversies that are now threatening his career are exactly the things that would have been stopped in a professional environment, but flourish when a guy is surrounded by his pals and they have no boundaries and no professional ethics. Wouldn't it be amazing if the greatest YouTuber was actually someone smart giving humanity brand new ideas about the way forward? Yawn. No one wants that. Such a person would get 0 views. The masses want some vacuous cipher giving them free crap. That's the human race for ya. Always racing to the bottom. MrBeast is the supreme lowest common denominator phenomenon. No one of quality could ever do well on YouTube. It's a quantity platform. Winners take all. The most simplistic, infantile entertainment is what most resonates with the average YouTube viewer. Nietzsche said, "Success has always been the greatest liar." Ain't that the truth? YouTube is full of successful, highly monetized liars and their lies. And, sadly, that's exactly what the masses want. YouTube is all about pandering to nonsense, and is extremely good at it, and takes a 35% cut of all the money raised on the platform. Don't you just love predatory capitalism? It knows how to press all your buttons. You will instinctively detest this video. That's the name of the game. Nietzsche, a person who would be instantly cancelled in this day and age, said, and thus spoke Zarathustra to the people. It is time for man to fix his goal. It is time for man to plant the seed of his highest hope. His soil is still rich enough for it. But that soil will one day be poor and exhausted, and no lofty tree will any longer be able to grow there. Alas! There comes the time when man will no longer launch the arrow of his longing beyond man, and the string of his bow will have unlearned to whiz. I tell you, one must still have chaos in oneself, to give birth to a dancing star. I tell you, you have still chaos in yourselves. Alas! There comes the time when man will no longer give birth to any star. Alas! There comes the time of the most despicable man, who can no longer despise himself. Lo! I show you the last man. What is love? What is creation? What is longing? What is a star? So asks the last man, and blinks. The earth has become small, and on it hops the last man, who makes everything small. His species is ineradicable as the flea. The last man lives longest. We have discovered happiness, say the last men, and they blink. They have left the regions where it is hard to live, for they need warmth. One still loves one's neighbor and rubs against him, for one needs warmth. Turning ill and being distrustful, they consider sinful, they walk warily. He is a fool who still stumbles over stones or men. A little poison now and then, that makes for pleasant dreams. And much poison at the end for a pleasant death. One still works, for work is a pastime. But one is careful lest the pastime should hurt one. One no longer becomes poor or rich, both are too burdensome. Who still wants to rule? Who still wants to obey? Both are too burdensome. No shepherd, and one herd. Everyone wants the same. Everyone is the same. He who feels differently goes voluntarily into the madhouse. Formerly all the world was insane, say the subtlest of them, and they blink. They are clever and know all that has happened, so there is no end to their derision. People still quarrel, but are soon reconciled, otherwise it upsets their stomachs. They have their little pleasures for the day, and their little pleasures for the night, but they have a regard for health. We have discovered happiness, say the last men, and they blink. And here ended the first discourse of Zarathustra, which is also called the prologue, for at this point the shouting and mirth of the multitude interrupted him. Give us this last man, O Zarathustra, they called out, make us into these last men. Then will we make you a gift of the overman. And all the people exulted and smacked their lips. Zarathustra, however, turned sad, and said to his heart, they do not understand me, I am not the mouth for these ears. Perhaps I have lived too long in the mountains, I have hearkened too much to the brooks and trees, now I speak to them as to the goatherds. My soul is calm and clear, like the mountains in the morning. But they think I am cold, and a mocker with terrible jests. Now they look at me and laugh, and while they laugh they hate me too. There is ice in their laughter. Give us MrBeast, the last man. No one wants Nietzsche, the Superman. That's why the human race is finished. If you think MrBeast ought to be the top YouTuber, what does that say about you, and what you think about humanity's future?